The first game saw us play top of the league Wrexham, and with a 6-point gap, most would have expected this to be a revenge win in reply to us winning last year 3-0. This, however, wasn't to be the case, because as you can see, we dominated, and although Campbell's goal was the only separating factor in the end, 2 disallowed goals and a vastly better set of stats highlights what could have been an even more dominating scoreline. The next game then sees us head away to the other end of the table as we took on bottom of the league Halifax with only 2 wins in 17. And speaking of 2, that was the minute Heaney got the opener before Dyson made it 2-0 going into the half. With Heaney going off with a minor tight fie, Tomlinson then came on and it only took him 6 minutes to then make it 3 before the Billy Boys of Whitehouse and Waters linked up to pull one back for Halifax. Campbell then on the 69th and Wright for Halifax both then grabbed themselves a goal to make it 4-2 in the end. Howdy YouTube and welcome to the country ground here in Swindon. Yes, I'm going to drop that accent, but we are of course here for the FA Cup first round against League One opposition Swindon. It's going to be a hard game, but without further ado, let's head on inside and let's crack on with today's big game. So the team sheet is out and we have our full strength lineup here today. The only changes is to their lineup. They've made 2 changes, not sure if they are at full strength or if they're just resting a couple of players, but we are going to play the team that is in front of us because that is all we can do. Now we are of course going for a positive mentality as we normally do. We are going for it even though they are of course a couple of leagues above us. Now if you carry on from last match you'll do well. Not quite the one I would go for. We're the underdogs today, but that suits us down to the ground. Go cause an upset. Can we do it with punch fists? No, we cannot. Okay then, we'll do it without punch fists. Go cause an upset, lads. Come on, you've got this. Pedder, a little bit nervous. Everyone else remained composed, but Pedder, apparently that made him nervous, telling him we're the underdogs and we can go out and get a win, but I believe in the lads. Come on, let's pick up a victory here today away from home. It's a very wet game, so we do have the opportunity for an upset. Showers works in our favour. It's going to cause a few errors that players normally wouldn't do, and hopefully they'll trip us up, give us a penalty maybe. Who knows? But right now it's with Wright. He plays up to Heaney. Pedder tries a through ball to Mason. He's found space on this left-hand side. Just keeps it in play. His cross is blocked though and goes out for a throwing. Now Mason to throw it in. Another highlight, only a minute into this one. Short ball back to Mason. Whips it in. Dyson header. Campbell. Campbell, please. We need you to score in these situations now. Of course, it is a cup game, so we are going to change this end one to show their formation. So Swindon is going for a 5-2-2-1. Interesting approach, considering we are, of course, 2 leagues below them. They're going for 5 at the back. They're going rather defensive. Also, Forest Green has already 1-0 up against Barrow. Accrington's beating Alfreton 1-0 at the moment. And I'm sure there's a couple of other goals too, such as here, where it's 2-1 and not showing us exactly who it is. But let's unpause it. Let's crack on with this. Do, of course, have a schedule to keep. But it's thrown in to Dyson. Dyson back to Carling. Because, of course, if we do manage to make it past Swindon, which is a big ask, we've got the cup draw after this. So, Mason coming down this left-hand side. Can he get a good cross in? Whips it in. Dyson nods it down for Fletcher. Come on, Isaac. Isaac Fletcher, first goal of the season, and what a time to get it. First round off the FA Cup against League One opposition Swindon. League One. It's weird. We play the big teams, we play well. We play the smaller teams, we struggle. But Fletcher has just gone and got us a lovely lead. The youngster, I believe, from Middlesbrough. So thank you, Middlesbrough, for loaning him for absolutely nothing. I was actually looking at Lee Grant at one point, but sadly couldn't get him in because that was before we loaned out King, and yeah, we couldn't pay any percentage of wage, and they weren't asking for a whole lot, so we could have ended up with getting him in, but I'm happy with the squad we've got. It's worked out well in the end. We brought in a bunch of players who are paying absolutely nothing to them. And yes, a ball up to Mitchell Lawson now. The only problem with a lot of these players we have loaned in is their parent clubs do have the option to recall them. They are all down as squad players, so they shouldn't complain too much if they don't play very much. But in order to drop it down to that, they then did want to add in the clause to bring them back. But right now, a 1-0 lead against Swindon. We don't need to worry about any of that. Sykes, ball up to Campbell, nodded down, but Payne has possession. He plays up to Williams. It's now with Bowery. He's going to get over to this right-hand side where he's found Lloyd's Foster. Leon's Foster, even. He's going to pull it back for Reed, right with ref. I thought that was a pretty reasonable tackle, to be honest. I wouldn't say that was too hard, but Wright has given away a penalty now. Can Oluwayemi save us in this situation? It's Payne versus Oluwayemi. Who will win this? Oluwayemi! Come on! Come on! He's finally coming up trumps. Come on, Oluwayemi. Beautiful save. Williams whips it in now from the corner, nodded away. Pedder gets it away, and Payne shall collect this one. You know what? If we get towards half-time, heck, 35th minute, I'm going to give a bit of praise to the lads because this is nice to see. They're all playing well. Right, yes, a 6.5, but that's just because he gave away a penalty, which I personally think he didn't. He shouldn't have got a penalty given against him for that, but you know what? Let's give a shout. Let's praise the lads. They've all been playing well. There you go, lads. Bit of praise. That's pecked them all up. Right, still not quite happy. Probably because he's a little worried how I was going to respond after giving away that penalty, but Pedder back to Fletcher. Now with Carling here on this right-hand side. Lovely ball up to Dyson. He's found space, whips one in. Heaney, little bit heavy on the cross. And unfortunately, it means Heaney's header is floated into the arms of Ward. Now, looks like we might get into half-time with this lead. Touch wood. But Heaney right now, Leon's Foster is off. I don't have to worry about saying his name anymore. He's just got himself a second yellow card. And we're against 10 men, as you can see. They've gone and shifted their winger now inside. Dyson, his ball is going to be intercepted by Reed as Carlin tries to throw it to him. Wyatt, though, gets it back to Reed. Now, Odimeo, he's going to play it over to Conroy. Conroy running from the back at us. He's going to get into the centre circle, tries to ball up Mason. Lovely interception. And now Wright gets it over to Heaney. Ball up to Pedder. There's an overlap. Mason pulled back to Mason. Lovely through ball to Pedder. Pedder's got space. Whipping one. Pedder, come on. Yes, whips it into Campbell. Campbell's shot is blocked. It falls to Dyson. Oh, Dyson maybe take a touch. I know it was tempting. It wasn't a bad effort. But I think you might have done better if you just brought the ball down first and then tried to drill it. Wright, though, gets the ball, nods it down for Fletcher. Now up to Pedder. Can we get a second one just before half-time? It's with Pedder on this right-hand side. Pulls it back for Carlin. Carlin's cross is blocked. It's fallen back to Pedder, though. Pulls it back to Carlin. Whips it in. Back post. Heaney. Free header. So close. So close. But we do have a man advantage going into this second half. We also have a goal advantage. Our finishing, it's not quite been there, but we've had games like this before where it's not quite been there, and now they're down to 10 men. They've only had 1 on target out of their 5. We've had 3 out of our 10. We have a pretty good chance of getting through. So let's go into the dressing room. I'm pleased, lads. I am pleased. You have been doing great. You have been fantastic. You are all beautiful humans, and you can win this. Let's keep the morale high. Keep it high. I know Wright's having a bit of a rough one now. 6.6. It's okay, Wright. You're playing okay. You're playing okay. It's enough for now. Heaney coming down the left-hand side, though. Can he get past his man? Solis trips him up. Could it be 9? No. The ref's not even going to book him. I think he feels bad that they're already down to 10 men. Carlin throws it into right though. As you can see, I haven't fixed that. I should really fix that. With our right defender throwing it in on this left-hand side. Right though, plays it short to Pedder. Pedder for on range. Oh, Pedder! Pedder, what was that? That was an amazing curler. Bent it like Beckham, yes. Mason, out wide to Heaney. Let's have another look at this one. Right, playing it across to Pedder. Pedder's got space, just turns and bends it into the upper right-hand corner. And we have a 2-0 lead, ladies and gents. Swindon fans, you're not going to be happy right now. A 2-0 down to York. 2-0 down to York. Didn't see it being this comfortable. But we are now into substitution time, the perfect opportunity for us to freshen up and perhaps take off. Say right, he's up to a 7.1 now, by the way, but he is on a yellow card, and I would like to avoid him being sent off. As you can see, our bench for 7 men is Jameson, Gibson, Fielding, Mellis, Tomlinson, Byrne and Donaldson. So, Fielding would happily come in here. We could also drop Pedder down, but Pedder is playing reasonable as well. Who would I rather put in this ball-winning midfielder role? It says put Pedder in, or even Sykes. I'm not messing with our defence. So what we'll do is Fletcher can swap across to there. Fielding can come in as the deep line playmaker, where he feels a little bit more comfortable. I know it's a little weird. He's a player who can play in defensive mid, but who'd rather be a playmaker than a ball-winning midfielder. I know. In my brain, it doesn't seem to make much sense either. But Carlin, maybe. No, we don't want to mess with our defence. It's been solid. Our defence has been solid. We're just going to go for the single sub for now. Single sub. Got the other 2 for when people are actually getting pretty tired. And yeah, we'll just work with what we've got at the moment. Dyson's now getting a little tired, so him and Pedder might be the next ones on the chopping block. Dyson, though, pulls it back for Fielding. Now with Shipley, I think we will, in fact, make those substitutes in just a second. Ball up. Solis intercepts it. It's now with Byrne. Up to Johnson. Johnson pulls it back to Byrne. Byrne out wide to Solis. Solis pulls it back to Byrne once more. Now they really do need to start building an attack, considering there is only about 25 minutes, I would say, with additional time. Ball up to Wyatt. Wyatt on this left-hand side. Can he get a cross in? Can we close him down? That's the real question. It's whipped in. Johnson. Lovely save by Oluwayemi, though. Come on, Oluwayemi. Beautiful bit of goalkeeping from him today. He's on a 7.8. He's one of the better players for us today. He's matching Pedder right now. Shipley clears it away, and it's a throwing, and it is time to get some fresh legs on this pitch. As you can see, Dyson and Pedder both on 7.8. 2 of the better players here today. Dyson, Pedder, Oluwayemi, all on 7.8, but both of those are getting a bit tired now, so we do need to get some fresh legs on. So Tomlinson is going to come on for Dyson. Heaney is going to swap over to that side. In fact, no. Tomlinson, stay on that side. You can stay on that side unless... yeah, Pedder's going to come off. So Mellis in for Pedder. Tomlinson then as an inside forward going on support. So that's our final couple of substitutes. Hopefully we don't pick up an injury. I just noticed we're doing a rather interesting strategy, moving him out to the right hand wing, now moving him out to the left. Are they trying to trick our defence? Mitchell Lawson just swapping side to side, back into the middle, back to the side, back to the middle, back to the side. Right now, it doesn't seem to be paying off for them as Mason intercepts it and gets it out wide to Heaney. Now, Heaney's being closed down by Solis, who almost got himself sent off. Whipped in, though. Tomlinson, free header. And Ward will catch this one. A third one would have completely finished this one. Heaney, though, Heaney's just taken yet another knock. He's taken a lot of knocks since I gave him the captaincy. It's almost like I've cursed him by giving him the armband. Since he's had that armband, he's taken a lot of knocks in games. But hopefully he can hang on. There's less than a minute left. Less than a minute. Solis, free header. Oluwayemi shall collect this. And we should just hold possession now. Just hoof it up the pitch in 3, 2, 1. Or not. Don't even need to kick it out. So, let's head on over to the FA Cup second round draw. I'm going to tell the lads how brilliant they have been, but it is time to draw the next round of the FA Cup. Okay everyone, so the injury to Heaney ended up being a bruised ankle, 1 to 2 days. Nice and simple. I guess the other player just decided to kick him and give him a bruise, but it is of course time for the draw for the second round. We are of course going to draw it out ourselves so it can go a little bit quicker. As you can see, Aldershot got Sheffield Wednesday at home, but who are we going to get as we draw these teams out? Away to Newport County. Considering we just beat Swindon, that's winnable. It's not an easy game, of course, League 2 side, but that is winnable, and we might be able to get a big third round tie. But you'll have to tune into the next episode because that is going to be our next game. But I thank you all for joining us. I hope you all have a lovely night, and goodbye.